Hello, everyone, and welcome back to From the Banking. You're listening to episode 4, which has been released this morning. I am joined, as always, by my two partners in crime. We have Amber and Orange and the Cadet Marshal. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. And today we have a very special guest in the form of TikTok content creator, Finn. Hello, Finn.
Hello, how are we?
Not bad, not bad. So, Finn, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. So I started creating TikToks earlier last year, sort of in like May, I think, sort of like around that region, just before summer. And I just started posting because I felt like I wasn't caring about views or anything. I just making videos for the fun of it. And then I started posting about Not Kill and touring cars. And then I started making more content about that, and it started going fairly well with getting quite a lot of views. And then, yeah, I just continued posting about the motorsport stuff like that. And I eventually started building it up. And now I'm thinking about 28 followers away from 500. And each video gets a fair amount of views. So,
You ever been noticed yet?
yes,
Like you've been out
yes.
and about and people saying, oh, you're Formulafinn.
It was the other day actually. I was out in the university club, and I had about 4 people say to me that they recognise me because I've made a few videos on university, and I had about 4 people in the club be like, "Oh my god, wait, I've seen you on TikTok." So that was quite cool.
Is there any rules around recording on university land for social media? Did they put that in when you join the university or anything?
Not that I'm
I know
aware
a
of.
content creator who's a teacher,
Mhm.
and he used to create content. There was no kids in. I mean, the school was closed. It was after hours, but the council have now told him that he cannot film in the school anymore. So I just wondered if it was the same with the unis. That was all.
I don't think so. I've not been told off yet. I've not really read into it because it's all of the stuff I record is only talking about university. I don't record anything inside of it, and I just talk about my experience, which seems to be exactly what is fine. I assumed if I was recording lectures and stuff, that would be a different story,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing that. So,
Well, I must admit, you know yourself. I've been following you for quite a while now on TikTok, and your content is amazing.
yeah.
What's your link on TikTok? What's your username?
Formulafinn
It's
is my
at Formulafinn on TikTok. Everyone, you want to go over to his page, give him a wee follow if you don't already, because the content is amazing.
Yes, thank you very much.
No worries. Well, as I've said before, guys, we're here today to talk. We're giving our 2026 Formula One predictions. This is going to be a fun one because I can see 4 people on my screen, and I doubt very much there's going to be 4 of the same answer here.
Yes.
So that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
So we will start with the one that everyone has an opinion on, and one that I didn't particularly agree with last year. World Drivers' Champion. And my pick for World Drivers' Champion this year is Oscar Piastri, if he's allowed to win by his team. If he's not,
Do you
then...
think he wasn't allowed to win?
Nope, he was not.
Well, when it got to the last race, yeah, I get that. Maybe the last couple of races, because it was obvious that Lando was probably going to get it. Because I think in that last race of the season, when he got into second place, I think he was told to hold station there because it gave Lando a safe space if he got left behind. Do you know what I mean? They could have held him back to overtake.
Yeah, but to be fair,
what's the matter, Aaron? You don't look like you agree with that one.
I wonder why.
I'm not the entirety of that, I'll be completely honest. I'm not even talking about this point. I want to was Lando Norris. I think.
Right, so Amber's 2026 World Drivers' Championship prediction is Oscar Piastri.
I'm not surprised.
Top right,
that was very
Mr. Formulafinn, go for it. What's your top pick for this year?
Well, I've gone very similar in the sense of McLaren. However, I have went who I think is the current better driver, Mr. Lando Norris.
Okay. I see we're all on this hype train. Look, the only reason that Oscar Piastri didn't win was because of his damn team. And And regardless of what, I'm sorry, I'm going to go into a rant here. John, feel free to cut this out.
Can I just know, by the way, Azerbaijan exists?
Yeah,
Yes.
can I also just say that Lando lost points from
Example.
Netherlands and Las Vegas? He would have won it with multiple races to go had his car not blown up and
Yeah,
got disqualified,
Yes,
which is
but-
arguably more on the team than Oscar's Azerbaijan.
Yes, but can I say that Oscar Piastri was leading the f***ing championship for about half the goddamn season until McLaren f***ed up. And
We've started something with the Lando thing, Finn.
Incredible.
I'm tempted to
I've
change my
got a lot
prediction
of
now, I'll be
beeping
honest.
to do in the edit for that.
and even though he DNF'd in Baku, that actually saved his arse and kept him in the hunt for the championship. I think it kept him as the championship point leader because, yes, I believe Lando won that race or came in second, but, or whatever, wherever. Anyway.
I want to say in Azerbaijan, Lando came P6, I want to say.
Anyway, point is, as I get a cat in my face,
Eyeshadow.
Yeah. The point is that DNF in Baku actually saved his arse, saved his championship. Because if he had gotten whatever position it was, P7, P, whatever, he wouldn't have that advantage that he had from DNFing in Baku.
Right, Amber?
Sorry, I am very passionate about this.
Mute your microphone. Finn, what makes you think Lando's going to win this year then?
Okay, I think his first half of the season last year had its flaws, has its issues. But going into the second half, really after Zandvoort, I think he completely turned his season around. I think that pressure of not leading the championship kept him going. And, you know, so many people counting him out, I think helped him have his confidence and not feel like he's getting judged in every move. And I felt that made him the faster driver. You know, you look at the main races I'm thinking of here is Mexico and Brazil. They were absolutely championship drives. He couldn't have done much better. And I think if he continues next season the way that he finished last season, he is absolutely a foot in with the World Championship, providing McLaren has a good 2026 car.
Yeah, I know. I think it's going to come down to that, because we've kind of got two unknowns this year, haven't we, with Audi and Cadillac. Now I know Cadillac's using Ford engines, if I'm right, the same as Red Bull.
I believe so.
I want to say they're using Ferrari engines.
It could be.
It could be
Ferraris, yeah. I
Don't
know why I thought Ford there. It could be. But obviously Audi's going to be Audi. And I think they've got a speaker on the back of there. Have you seen the videos online? I think they've got a speaker making that noise. I don't think that's the real noise of the engine. Who was I was watching? It was Tom Gray, that guy Gray. Watching him on TikTok, and he loves the sound of that Audi. Sounds like a spaceship out of Star Wars. Which I can see it. I can see it. Right, Cadet Marshall, go for it. What is your prediction for the 2026 World Drivers' Champion?
Well, first of all, Cadillac is on Ferrari engines. Second of all, I'm not actually, even though I love Lando, but it's pointless to have to, even though I love him completely, I am not saying Lando Norris will be world champion. I would love to be proven wrong. Believe me, I'd love to be. But I am going to say we're going to end up with a 2010 situation here. We've got way too many people in for the title. So I think he's gone a bit under the radar so far, coming into the season with predictions in this. So my 2026 World Drivers' Champion, I expect him to promptly retire after the season, is Fernando Alonso.
Good shout.
I reckon the Aston Martin. I reckon Adrian Newey's been doing a lot behind the scenes with Aston Martin. I reckon if there's any team that will be coming out the first few rounds very, very quick, will be Aston Martin. And we know Fernando's a world-class driver, so I don't see why I can't do it, you know?
No, totally get you. What I will say, and again, it's just from an older person's point of view. They call me the granddad Finn, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he is.
And it's a natural thing, but as you get older, experience is drawn. You only get experience through fear, right? And as these drivers get older, they do start to get slower without even knowing it. I would love to see Fernando Alonso winning the World Drivers' Championship for the third time. I really would. But I think it's a kind of Lewis Hamilton-esque situation. They're both in their 40s now.
I reckon it's definitely possible, but it's not going to be like a.
He's going to have an amazing car to win.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Verstappen like 23 situation. It would be a close title for the season. I reckon in this season we've got at least like 4 or 5 drivers that could solidly go in and have a chance at this championship. I mean, you've got, let's just think about it, Fernando, Oscar Lando, George. You can maybe throw Kimi Antonelli in there as well. We don't know what Ferrari are like yet. I mean, I reckon Kimi's got an all right shot, but the experience isn't there yet. So it'll be interesting if Kimi does. But there's a lot of potential there to see who can be world champion.
What I will raise with that is if you think about Aston Martin, they already have, for the past couple seasons or so, have had incredible facilities and incredible staff members as well. How much will one staff member in Adrian Newey actually impact it? And Adrian isn't fully on the aero, he is the full team principal. So the full aero won't be made by
Newey. He is team principal as well.
Do you think that could have been why they left him till this year to become team principal? Because he spent a year doing the aero and then he'll go to team principal. Do you think that could be a possibility?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
But no, I reckon Adrian Newey, I mean, he's designed rocket ships before. Why can't he design another rocket ship again?
What I will say, it's in engine regulations, and Adrian Newey's rocket ship didn't bring Red Bull to the title in 2014. If the Aston Martin Honda engine is rubbish, then it probably won't be enough just with good aero.
Well, hey, let's see how it goes. All right. John.
So, Amber, you were Oscar Piastri. Yes. Finn, you were Lando Norris. And Aaron, you were Fernando Alonso. I've struggled with this, right? Because I've looked at some of the lists and I've looked at the cars, and I honestly don't think McLaren will be as strong this year. So I haven't put any of those drivers in. I don't think Mercedes as an Indian manufacturer are going to be as strong, so I've taken out those two. I don't want to put in Red Bull because it's the first time they've ran with a Ford engine, so it could be amazing. It could take them a couple of seasons to get used to it. So I've taken those two out. But I'm being a bit hypocritical when I say this, when I say new people. I think the Audis have a decent chance this year, and I would hope that slag me down when I say this. Nico Hülkenberg.
I would love it.
I don't know, something in me that just says he could win it this year.
But can I just say, I love how John's just gone on at me about drivers getting older and getting slow without realising.
Yes, I know. He's an older one. I know.
Yeah.
It was a toss-up between him and one of the racing bulls, actually, because I'd love to see Liam Lawson do well. Because I think he was shafted, for want of a better word, at Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really get much of a chance to get going. I just hope it doesn't happen to Hajar as well. I just hope in Parade they give him an all-right car and he can be consistent in points, maybe over Ricardo. But it's not really a great way to put on somebody, is it? But at least somebody who's a bit competitive in Red Bull and not just P18 every weekend, because that's no way to be a driver, really, is it? It's unlucky.
Yeah.
You're asked, I'm going to say this because Crofty says this all the time, and we'll probably get banned for it. I don't know, but the one big problem that Aston Martin have got, and it's not Fernando Alonso, it's the other car.
This actually comes into my. This comes into my second prediction, actually, when we get around to that, when we World Constructors Champion.
Okay. So what was the second one, Amber? What was the second on the list?
It was World Constructors Champions. And I've gone for Red Bull Racing.
Red Bull? Ooh,
okay.
I don't know why.
Gone for Red Bull?
I don't know why.
Keep in mind there's a Ford engine in the back of that, by the way.
Yeah. I've just got a feeling that obviously they didn't win the Constructors for the past 2 years, I want to say. I feel like they've learnt their lessons. They may have stolen some ideas from McLaren, like McLaren did from Ferrari all those years ago. So I don't know. I've just got a feeling that it will be them.
Okay. Well,
fair enough.
Lauren Mackey's been a good team principal for them, hasn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was definitely better than he who shall not be named.
Expelliarmus. Aye. Well, that's what they did to him, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm glad to see that do you know what? The guy still has a family to maintain, even though he's made a few $100 million. But it's sad to see him not in Formula One. But I'm also glad that all the stories that were kicking about him possibly going to Aston Martin were unfounded. I'm quite glad about that. He'd be good in maybe a back office role or something, but maybe not public facing again.
Yeah, I know.
Finn, go for it. What's your prediction for the constructors 26?
Well, my World Constructors Champion, considering I put Lando Norris as the Drivers' Champion, and I consider Oscar as a very, very close contender to Lando, I've put McLaren.
See, Finn is what my heart says, basically, at this point.
Mate, I could open my wardrobe over there, and it's just all full of McLaren stuff. I know what you're saying.
Well, my surname's McLaren, so I'm kind of hoping they do well.
I seen that on your email address, but I wasn't sure if that was just something that you'd made an email address because you liked McLaren, or if it was your actual surname.
No, that is actually my surname. Yes, but yeah, no. McLaren, Lando and Oscar are very, very close drivers, and I think it would be unfair of me to put Lando as the champion and not have McLaren as the constructors, because I think they're the same skill level, if not Lando's ever so slightly better. Sorry, Amber.
It's fine. It's fine. I like you, but you know what? Never mind.
But yeah, just based on how close the drivers are, if I've put Lando to win, I feel like it would be a bit wrong to not put McLaren to win.
No, that's completely fair. Understand, completely agree. Aaron, who do you think will win?
So I thought to put my World Driver Champion as well. I reckon this season we're going to go into it. Aston Martin will have a bit of a rocket ship. I don't want to be too harsh on Lance, but I don't reckon he's going to be fast enough to keep up with Alonso and score the points. But then I think we go to the other team who everyone is hyping up. I would have said George Russell World Champion, I'll be honest, but then everyone just hypes it up way too much. So I'm just like, just have fun with that. I'm being different. But I won't be different with my World Constructors Champion. I reckon Mercedes will be World Constructors Champion at the end of the season.
Okay. What's your reasoning behind them?
I mean, I reckon Aston will have the fastest car. I think some Lance Stroll slip-ups here and there will bring Mercedes into it. Obviously, Mercedes have got two very good drivers in George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. Hopefully, Kimi's learned from his first season, can bring maybe a win or two this season. Never know. See how it goes. And McLaren, I reckon, I don't want to say it, but I think they will be about the third fastest car this year. But again, we know nothing really. We've not even gone to testing yet, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going with Mercedes because why not?
Cool. And I'll be honest, I've kind of went down a slightly different route on mine. So, as we all know, we have new power unit regulations, we have new aero regulations. A lot of things changed. I think we've got a boost button now and an overtake button and all this kind of stuff.
I haven't even got my head around that yet.
So I've went for the people that I want to win, not who I think will win. So who I want to win the Constructors' Championship is probably Cadillac with an Audi second, just because I know Audi isn't technically fresh into it because it's the old Sauber team, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty. But I'd love to see Cadillac do really well as a new team coming in. I think it would really shake the sport up if a new team can come in with these new regulations and just walk away with the constructors. Because we all know the constructors isn't always the same as the drivers. It is generally. But yeah, mine's just split between Cadillac and Audi. I'd just love to see one of the new teams win the constructors in their first attempt in the sport.
Yeah,
I know
Braun GP
situation. Yeah, a bit like Braun GP, yeah. And who's Braun GP now? Aaron, do you know who that is?
Mercedes.
It is. Well done.
Fair play.
I know my F1 history.
Hold on.
Oh.
I've got to ask this question. Aaron, what was your year of birth again?
2010. So I was born after Braun GP.
So you were born the year after Braun GP won their Constructors' Championship.
I was born after Sebastian Vettel's first World Championship.
So we know what Aaron's parents were doing when Braun GP won the championship.
All I can say is, Amber, you can speak to his mother next time you see her, because she'll be in the assembly waiting for you.
Hi, Sarah.
In case you didn't know, Finn, Aaron's mum's also
to the podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Was
Yeah, we
that
need to
Aaron?
get her on.
Can you imagine trying to convince Mum to get onto this podcast?
Even if she just comes in and does a wee cameo and goes, hello.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant. Excellent. So Amber was Red Bull Racing, Finn was
Yes.
McLaren,
Yes.
Aaron, you are Aston Martin.
Mercedes.
Mercedes. And I was torn between Cadillac and Audi.
So can I just say
So-
here, by the way?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're
This shows how competitive season is going to be, by the way, because for World Drivers' Champion and World Constructors' Champion, we've all gone for different people and different teams.
Mhm.
We've not had a
Yeah.
repeat once, which is crazy.
But that was the beauty of everyone having the list and doing it on their own instead of sitting
Yeah.
there talking about it. Because if you sit there and talk about it as a group, it will tend to lead towards one particular manufacturer, in my experience. What's next on the list, Amber?
We've got Race of the Season, and I have gone for one purely from my own enjoyment, and that would be Zandvoort. Now, sadly, obviously, it is the last year of the Dutch Grand Prix, and from what I've heard and what I've seen on TV, Dutch crowds at Zandvoort are absolutely insane, and just solely for Max Verstappen. And so, yeah, that's probably
You're
one-
down on the list for applying for Zandvoort, aren't you? For
Yes.
Marshalling as well.
Yes, I am waiting to hear back. So if anyone from OCA Zandvoort is watching, hi, please accept me. Please, please, please. But I just think it's going to be absolutely incredible to be there in person as a marshal would be fantastic. And hopefully, once again, see my last statement.
Free tickets are always nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And I just think it'll be a celebration given, I guess it would but also kind of similar to Daniel Ricciardo at Singapore, where it was fantastic, but also it's like, it was his last race. Very sort of
Yeah.
bittersweet in a sense. So I think if we can get it to go out with a bang,
Yeah.
then all should be good.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Finn, go for it. What do you think will be the best race of the season?
So I went mine because I hope it's the race of the season. And I've gone Monaco because the past few
God's
years of
sake.
Monaco have been rubbish, and I think it really, really needs a good race.
And I think you're 100% right. It is so boring, that race, in my opinion.
It's such a boring race, and I feel like we need some excitement in it for it to be. If it is the race of the season, then that means the other ones must have been rubbish, because a good race at Monaco is a mediocre race at everything else. But Monaco needs a good race to prove everybody that it is, because I think that the whole aspect of it is amazing. I love watching the cars go around Monaco.
Do you think Monaco can have a good race with it being so narrow and so tight?
I'm hoping these new cars with the smaller dimensions, even if it is small, I'm hoping Dirty Air's not as bad, and I'm hoping that the smaller cars helps with the action,
I would love to
hopefully.
see an overtake button pressed in the tunnel, though. That would
Yeah.
be quite something to see.
If you
Yeah,
are
I had
looking
1996.
for, Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
if you are looking for like excitement in Monaco and actual overtakes, like watch Formula E, because the cars are smaller. They're specifically designed for street circuits, which Monaco is. You get I think last year was something like 112 overtakes
What?
at Monaco.
Yeah.
So, if you are looking for Monaco to actually be exciting, Formula E is the way to go.
It also proves that racing is possible at Monaco. Even though the
Exactly.
Formula E cars are different, it is possible. And I'm also thinking of race of the season Monaco because new cars, people, it's early-ish in the season. I'm hoping for a few retirements.
Yeah.
I mean, I reckon. I mean, if you end up with a 1996 situation, then definitely be race of the season, but hopefully not that bad.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead?
I can see what you're saying, Finn. And if you go back to the start of Formula One, I suppose. I mean, the cars were the same size as what, a Ford Fiesta or an Escort or something.
Yeah.
And this over the years they've got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the racing's got more boring and more boring and more boring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you say, hopefully with them going down a wee bit in size, it might help with the overtaking. I'm going to turn my mic down because I'm about to cough.
What is your prediction for race of the season?
We've got our first repeat here.
Ooh.
It's not Monaco. Monaco's actually one of my ones I thought about. But I reckon Zandvoort has a good potential being race of the season. I mean, I reckon it'd be the final race of Zandvoort, as far as we're aware, in Formula 1, because he comes back. Don't mind it, FIA, you're listening, But yeah, I mean, even if you look back at the 2023 race, which I've been watching back recently, that race was absolute chaos. Zandvoort's on the coast, has a chance for some crazy weather, so hopefully we get some good weather. Zandvoort's typically alright for racing, so
Yes.
it should be alright. And yeah, I mean, why not?
Fair enough.
Cool. I'm going to be totally selfish with my prediction, and I'm hoping that the best race of the season is going to be the British Grand Prix, because I'm hoping to be there flagging at it.
I mean, so am I, but
I was on many. You probably everyone probably knows, but maybe people out there listening don't know. I was marshalling at the Grand Prix in 2025, and I was posted on Chapel, and that is such a great corner because as they come out the back end of Beckett's, it's just doof, 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 doof. And especially behind the safety car, there was some idiot driver was at the front of the train, and then the safety car left, and he put the brakes on, and this Red Bull gang nearly went into the vacuum.
But he deserved the penalty.
The problem was where we were standing.
Oh yeah, I heard what about.
There was a TV screen.
yes,
across
everyone
from
knows who we're on about now.
Yeah.
And it's not to piss off Amber.
And wasn't that also linked to everyone's favourite Dutch driver on the grid having a spin also at the end of
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
Yeah, it's really sad that he's spun it right now. I mean, and then somebody got a 10-second time out to land the last one's British Grand Prix and won at home, and yeah, a great storyline there.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is though. Amber, can you remind us?
You know what? It's really weird. His name is literally just popped out of my head, so I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I could have sworn that he almost won his home Grand Prix as well, but something happened at 7 a.m. UK time.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. That's him. That's who it is.
But no, in all honesty, I do hope that the British Grand Prix is a good race, because it's kind of like Knock Hill. So there is posts that people don't tend to want to do. I suppose every circuit has its not good and bad posts, but ones that people like doing more than other ones. Apologies, somebody's just rang my doorbell, and that's going to be on the microphone. But yeah, no, the British Grand Prix, because like all circuits, there is marshals posts that some people prefer to do because they like doing it or they've done it before. I just think being at a circuit, standing on a post, especially for Formula 1, doesn't matter where you're standing, it's going to be a cracking race for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's different for if you've got a ticket and you're doing a general admission for the British Grand Prix, for example. You can go anywhere you want. You can't go into the main stands, but you can walk about anywhere in Silverstone you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a grandstand ticket, brilliant. Go and sit up. As a marshal, you're in one position for the whole weekend. We had 43 marshals posts at Silverstone last year, I think, if you include the recoveries and all that kind of stuff. And from looking at the map that you get sent, there is not a bad one. There is not a bad post anywhere. And for that.
So, I mean, it's a bad spot in Silverstone, that's phenomenal. I mean, Silverstone's one of those tracks was everywhere.
The facilities are decent because you're a good if you're at the far end of the circuit, you're over a mile away. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But all the facilities are there, anything that you need. So sorry, we veered off there, but my prediction, I'm hoping for a cracking race, would be the British Grand Prix.
Find it insane.
Sorry, what were you saying there?
I was going to say, I find it insane that no one said Brazil as race of the season, because Brazil's always really, really good.
It is a good race, I must admit.
I don't think I forgot about it.
Yeah,
this is going to sound really selfish again, Finn, but it's very much kind of Knock Hill-esque. Whereas you're downhill, you're like first corner down,
up, down,
up, down, up. It's very much like
one of the best. Center just reversed.
Yeah.
Aye. I mean, it's very similar in characteristics to the probably the best circuit in the UK, bar Silverstone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, not bar Silverstone, just best circuit in the
Yeah.
UK.
No, I think
Oh.
Silverstone's very heavily overrated.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoa.
It is very flat. I'll give you that. It's the thing that makes Silverstone for me is the vantage points. So it's difficult for the general public. You can't get on the inside at Chapel unless you've paid thousands for a VIP ticket. But if you're on the inside the inside of the track at Chapel as they're coming round Maggots and Beckett's and that as they come up, that is an amazing view, especially when you're standing where we were standing, because you're at the same height as the driver. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it looked amazing. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I really can.
Yeah, because I'm talking about in terms of a spectator watching on the TVs. It's fine for F1 and open wheelers. It's very entertaining, but I think for things like touring cars and slower series, it's just not as exciting. I don't think.
I see where you're coming from. I think, but this actually puts me nicely onto our next category, and that is flop of the season. And my flop of the season, for the second year running, as John brings his McDonald's in, for the second year running, is Lewis Hamilton.
oh,
Because God bless you, Ferrari. God bless you, Charles. But Ferrari are not a great team at the moment. Yes, with these new regulations, it might differ, but realistically, from what we've seen from Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton in that Ferrari last season, is he going to get his seventh, his eighth World Championship? No.
Yeah.
Is Charles Leclerc ever
sorry,
going to get a championship? No.
I think we need to pause and go on to more important thing here. John, what have you got? You're enjoying yourself.
Is it a Big Mac?
Oh,
Yes.
he's got John, large or medium?
So, yes, my prediction for flop of the season is Lewis Hamilton. Finn, what is your prediction for flop of the season?
Well, I also had Hamilton, but I will change that as you've spoken about it. So I have changed it to Esteban Ocon.
Ooh,
I just think going towards the second half of the season, it was losing a lot of pace compared to his teammate Behrman, and that's really what I'm comparing this against. That's what I think is the major thing. And I think if he's doing that, Behrman's only going to get better, and I'll get onto that later on. But I think, I think Ocon's going to struggle this season. I think with the new car, obviously he's getting a bit older as well. He'll maybe struggle a bit more getting to grips with the new regulations if they are handling a lot differently. And I just think he's, and then as well, since Behrman recently has been a lot faster, bar like Abu Dhabi, I think he will just start losing confidence and then that will spiral. It's very, very low look, but I think that's what my thinking is.
I mean, especially with Behrman showing that Haas's pace, like, even in Mexico getting P4.
Yeah.
He's shown the Haas up on his pace, and yeah.
But would you call, and no offense to Ollie Behrman, would you call that just beginner's luck or rookie luck?
I think he's a really good driver. I'll be completely honest.
I think don't get me wrong, I think he's a fantastic driver. I remember him in Formula 2. But is it truly speed or is it just beginners or rookie luck? That's what I would be interested in.
I think, yes, there will be. Like Mexico, there was a lot of luck associated to that. However, you can't have the record or joint record for most P11s in a row, and then be the first Haas driver to score I think it's 3 or 4 consecutive points finishes in a row. That doesn't happen with luck. That is one thing that happens just with consistency, and I think is getting to the fair place of good consistency.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's fair prediction. I'm going to jump straight to mine. I had 2 in mind. I couldn't really decide between them. So, first one I'm going to go with is Ferrari. I'll keep these relatively short because I've got 2 of them down. I reckon Ferrari are going to have a bit of a 2020 season. They haven't really been improving. Something in me just said they're going to just plummet down P7, P8 in the constructors, proper poor season. My second one is Franco Colapinto, if we're going for drivers. Yes, he's got the speed, but then he's in an Alpine. I mean, no, Alpine can be a bit ruthless with stuff. I know Flavio Briatore is left, but I think if we're going to have a mid-season swap, it'll be Colapinto out for, I don't know who yet, but somebody.
Can I argue that we technically haven't seen what Colapinto is truly capable of in a full season?
Yeah, he's not a full season yet.
Yeah. So
I mean, it is a bit harsh saying that I think he'll flop, but believe me, I definitely believe he's got pace. I just don't think he's there yet. I don't think he's going to be on par competing in Formula 1. I think he'll be lower towards bottom standings. Bit harsh, but yeah.
I think, in all honesty, to talk about Franco Colapinto, which is weird considering one of my other predictions, is we need to at least let him get a full season under his belt and then start talking about him in that sort of way, because we've only had half a season. And to be honest, that Alpine wasn't great.
It's not been great for a while, hasn't it?
No. So I think it's a harsh / a little unfair to judge him based off the sort of half the season that we got. But
Yeah.
Right, John, what have you got?
My flop of the season was from the same team, actually, Pierre Gasly.
Oh. So basically just predicting Ferrari and Alpine to be in mud.
I just think that although Pierre tries his best, and I think when he was in a different team, he did shine quite a bit, I don't think he's got the team behind him, or he's got the technology or the car behind him at Alpine. And they've just been constantly... Hopefully these new regulations might change that.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's got some drive. I mean, all 22 as it will be now, all 22 of these guys on the grid have got some amount of talent, even the ones that we kind of slag off and say that they're rubbish. They've got to get there. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not from a driver talent point of view, let me add, that it would be a flop. I think it's just more the Alpine isn't going to be as good as it is. Pierre Gasly for me.
You see, I sort of understand. I think Pierre Gasly sadly has the unofficial tagline of the Red Bull reject.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that probably hasn't helped, definitely, because he was briefly in Formula E, if I remember correctly, just as well as Alex Albon.
Did he win the title in Formula E at one point?
No, he didn't.
Right.
But I know he was...
Somebody did. Oh, Nick de Vries did. That's
Nick
something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was Scuderia AlphaTauri. I think because he does have that, I guess, lack of confidence from being dropped by Red Bull and indeed then AlphaTauri, or Racing Bulls as it is now, I think that has somehow... Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate the reaction. For anyone who's listening on our software that we're using, it does allow you to react, and Aaron just put a whole load of shocked face emojis.
Yeah, I mean, I get a thumbs up, I get applause, I get a love heart, I've got like the crying, laughing, the whoa, and I've got confetti. So
I can do applause. I can do cheering. Or I can do the two of them together.
This John is showing off at this point.
Kind of off the back of you saying Alpine, I will move us on to the next category, which is Surprise of the Season. And you'll see why it links into Alpine when I say my surprise of the season is somehow, some way, Franco Colapinto is going to get a podium. Look,
Podium?
A podium.
Podium? Oh,
a podium.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, hell, if it can happen to Nico Hülkenberg in that stake from the Cyber, then...
But then Hülkenberg is one of the most experienced drivers on the grid, bar Fernando Alonso and that.
Yeah.
You know, Franco's got, like you said, not even a full season behind himself.
No. But how many people had Nico Hülkenberg getting a podium on their F1 predictions or their F1 bingos?
Just for the sake of proving you wrong, I'm going to say I did, even though I've got no proof.
I didn't.
I didn't.
There we go. So that's exactly my point. And that is what surprise of the season is going to be. And I think my dearest love, Franco Colapinto, you see where my predictions are coming from now, is somehow going to get a podium. I haven't said whether it's in a sprint or in an actual race.
That's a good point. Yeah.
True.
So, I mean, Kimi Antonelli got no, he did not get a podium in a sprint. He qualified on
He
pole.
got podium in the Canadian Grand Prix.
There you go. So,
due to
And in Brazil.
There's some I can't remember what happened. There was an incident between the McLarens.
I can't remember what
After
happened.
one of the McLarens was a lot slower, and one of the other McLarens decided, "Oh wait, that's actually I'm gonna go into it."
Yeah, wasn't the best idea, was it, Zach? So yeah, that is my surprise of the season, Franco Colapinto. Finn, what is your surprise of the season?
I went with a very similar one actually, in saying someone would get a podium. I think Behrman will get a podium in that Haas. Yeah, based on a podium was very much on in Mexico last year. Obviously, then Verstappen did Verstappen things and managed to claw it back. But yeah, I think a Haas podium could potentially be on, providing they have the car. You've already seen the progress Haas have been making the past couple of years under the leadership of Ayo Komatsu. And I think Behrman as well feels like he is. There's a very nice environment, it seems like, at Haas. Even just looking at Ocon, for example, he seems like a completely different person since joining Haas. And I think Behrman will surprise a lot of people and get Haas their first podium.
Yeah. I think, especially given that Haas is now teamed up with Toyota Gazoo Racing, who have had boundless success in touring cars, in World Rally Championship and the World Endurance Championship, I don't see why not.
Yes.
Right. I'll go on to mine because why not? We're going
it's
on a trend.
As if this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so mine's also on a similar path of podiums. I reckon Audi will be the surprise of the season, not to the extent which John was predicting with Nico Hulkenberg World Champion, even though we'd love to see it. I think nobody would complain at Hulkenberg World Champion, let's be honest.
No.
Hulk would be well and truly back. But yeah, so I'm saying Audi, but with a Gabriel Bortoleto podium in Brazil.
That's just fan service at that point.
I mean, why would... I'd love to see it. Gabby Bortoleto gets a podium in an Audi in their first season at his home race in Brazil the year after that massive shunt he had. What a storyline. Who doesn't want that?
True.
Yeah, no, true, very true.
You know?
It would be very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see it.
But wasn't it, there was, I think it was on TikTok, was showing the similarities between Franco Colapinto, between Gabby Bortoleto and Rubens Barrichello. They both crashed out of their home race in their first season. And then went on to do great things. I can't remember at the top of my head.
Yeah,
but he's apparently following the
Success?
Yeah. Following the success of Rubens Barrichello.
I can't say it. But I reckon Bortoleto's definitely got what he needs to be a good driver. Whether he be a future world champion, that's another conversation. Don't see why not. But I definitely think he'll be in F1 for a while, be successful in F1, and yeah.
Cool. So my one that I came up with was, I'm hoping Perez can get at least on the podium in Mexico.
That'd also be quite nice to see.
That would be good.
I think Perez going to win the Mexican Grand Prix, or the...
He did with Red Bull, I want to say.
I think what races did Perez win?
But I'd love to see Cadillac as a new team, doing well, like I've said before. But I think Perez on the podium at his home race would top it off for him, because I think in Perez's head, no matter what you do, there's going to be a little bit of doubt there. Was he doing something wrong? And why am I not winning against Max? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, by the way, Perez got a podium in 2022 in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm hoping he gets a podium again this year. And hopefully he wins it, to be fair.
Yeah, why not? I mean, anything can happen with these new regulations and new teams, and it's all going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we had two new teams come into the sport, we had one of the best title fights we've ever seen in our lives. So
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true.
And the shock winner last season, Daniel Ricciardo.
Gosh.
What's next, Amber? Move on.
Yeah. Let's move on before Amber starts crying about Daniel Ricciardo. It would be most improved, and I have put down Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he was, for what he was last year, a rookie. This season was incredible. He, in my opinion, is tied with Taylor Barnard for Rookie of the Year overall in motorsport. So I think he's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going, keep climbing that ladder, and I don't know, potentially we'll get some wins and maybe even fight for the championship. I mean, why not?
Yeah,
Not indeed.
Absolutely.
Finn, what is your most improved?
My biggest improvers is Gabriel Bortoleto. I feel, I think he did a great season last year. Obviously, there was a few hiccups in places. Brazil comes to mind, specifically the sprint. I don't think the main Grand Prix was his fault that much, but obviously he didn't finish either of them. And I think, it will improve big time. And I think there will be that bigger, obviously with Audi, a different team, different engine. And I think that'll accelerate him more. It'll give him more motivation. And I think, by the end of the season, he will have both more points and a better head-to-head than his teammate Nico Hülkenberg.
Fair enough.
Aaron.
Again.
Oh, sorry, Amber.
It's fine. I said Aaron too.
Oh, right.
I thought you said it again.
No, I went Aaron.
Right, okay. I will go straight into mine. I'm actually very similar to Finn on this one. I reckon the biggest improvers will be Sauber / Audi, and if we're going more in depth, Gabriel Bortoleto. I reckon Sauber Audi, they were good last season. I don't know exactly where they came, but I reckon they'll be top sort of midfield, maybe pushing for podiums. And hopefully Bortoleto does have a good season, because I think everybody loves Gabby. I mean, there's nobody who doesn't really, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like Bortoleto, then just change your mind, man. Come on. Like, what's wrong with us? You got like that. You got like Gabby. Come on. But yeah, no. I reckon Sauber and Audi. It looks like a good project going on. I don't see why it would fail, to be honest. So, on the ways up.
Oh, we're on to me?
Yes.
Yep, over to you, John.
So my for most improved, I think, will be Isaac Hadjar. From where he started at the beginning of last year to where he ended up, hopefully being in the new team, it can only propel him up even more.
Yeah. I mean, half the season he went from in the barrier information lap to a podium in Zandvoort, which has to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, and then he gets to call up to the... I don't like calling it the big team or the do you know what I mean? Because I know they do internally at Red Bull, but it still technically should be two Red Bulls with the same engines, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Since he's been called up to the blue team as opposed to the white team, although did you see that? Did you see the team merch, by the way, for Red Bull?
For who? It's questionable. I like how
it looks
different.
like Racing Bulls for 2 years ago.
Yeah, I like how it's different from the Navy, but still not great.
Did you see it, Finn? The launch?
Yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah.
I'm not too keen on that merch for the team kit for Red Bull.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Lauren Mackey's influence in there somewhere, because it just looks like the
I reckon,
from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
While we talk about the team merch, how nice it is, to be honest, we've got to look at the car liveries as well. It's the first two teams to launch liveries. What are we thinking?
Red Bull, incredible.
Yeah.
It does.
Back
It's going to look
to,
really nice.
I want to say 2014.
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Mhm. Racing
I think
Bull's exactly the same as last
Yeah.
year.
Actually, no, that had a little Ford on the back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it has some
it's,
splashes of blue.
I was going to say, apparently there's a little bit more blue.
Yeah.
It's just like a like.
That was
Splash.
the first thing Liam Lawson said when he walked round. It's quite funny because the two of them acted as if they'd never seen that car before. They pull the covers back and he goes, "Oh, there's more blue than there was last year." I'm like, okay, that makes your car faster.
Yes. Maybe they should have done blue racing stripes to make it faster.
I know,
Mhm.
I know.
Yes.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
my
like just
prediction is
two blue
definitely
racing stripes
Isaac
on the front
Hadjar.
wing.
Sorry, Anna?
Exactly.
Just get two like racing stripes on the front wing and the front nose, and yeah, so it's class.
Yeah.
Aye. But that was my prediction, was Isaac Hadjar. He can only go up from where he went. I mean, like Aaron mentioned it earlier on, from crashing in the formation lap on the first ever race of the season to crying on Anthony Hamilton's shoulder. Whatever Anthony Hamilton said to him worked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
He went
he's just went up since then. And hopefully now being at the big team, he can only go up. I think he might be restricted, as we've probably seen that in the past. It's never been proven. You could never prove it. It's all an internal thing. But yeah, I'd like to see him overtaking Max, in all honesty. And I think if he does overtake Max, if he proves he can overtake Max, I don't think the team could stop it, because with the worldwide global media, it would be cottoned onto very, very, very quickly. But I also think that would be the catalyst for Max to leave Red Bull. Why it's going the way it's going at Red Bull, he's never going to leave. He's got it too easy. Why would you give that up?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to perform as well. Oh, sorry.
No, go on, man.
I was going to say he needs to perform as well, because there's that ever-looming threat of an Arvid Lundblad in the V-Carb, and we will see how he does next season. But his F2 season was impressive, and Red Bull very clearly wanted to rush him up the ranks ASAP. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think Red Bull's plan was to have Hadjar be good. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you think he did well, right? He did well at V-Carb, but do you think? I think Liam Lawson was booted out way too quickly.
Yeah, 2 races,
and I think Yuki Tsunoda that gave them an excuse to bring Tsunoda up, knowing that they were moving away from Honda, the sponsorship, whatever it was with Yuki was going to run out, and they would have space to put somebody in that Red Bull, and that would get Lindblad in. Do you know what I mean? I think they worked that far ahead. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, potentially.
Because this sport can't work on the seat of its pants all the time. It's got to have some sort of plan in place of this is how we want to move forward. I mean, look at Zach Brown coming in. He came in with a plan. Was it a 10-year plan or something? And it did take them a few years to get there.
Yeah.
But they like you said earlier on, Amber, back-to-back world champions this year. So, and I'm still amazed at how he got from the Apollo in London to Qatar, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite
I was literally sitting in the Apollo Theatre in London watching Zach Brown on the stage, and then the next morning I got up to watch the Formula One, and he's in Qatar. He must have literally went to Heathrow, got in a private jet, and just flew there, because he didn't get out. He didn't get out of the Apollo till the back of 11.
This is where it turns out you actually just saw his brother or a doppelganger or something.
Oh, it was definitely Zach. It was definitely Zach.
Can I throw in an extra prediction into here?
Certainly can.
Another surprise of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, 2 kind of. I think we'll have 2 retirements of Hamilton and Alonso, and I think coming out of that, I think Yuki Tsunoda will replace Fernando Alonso at the Aston Martin.
Are you talking about the end of the season or halfway through, or?
I reckon they'll announce the retirement, and at the end of the season they'll retire.
100% agree with you on Fernando Alonso retirement.
While we were talking about Lawson, I've just searched up a timeline of his events at Red Bull, right? So, Lawson's first race at Red Bull was on the 16th of March, right? He was sacked by if I can scroll down, the 25th.
Please, just to clarify, he wasn't sacked. He was just moved to the junior team.
All right, yeah.
You've not crashed.
You're still here.
Yeah, he was dropped.
Liam wasn't sacked. He was moved
Yeah,
to
sorry,
the.
I thought I might go there. I think dropped is the best one I can use there. I can bring on more actually. With Alex Dunn with Lindblad, I'm bringing Alex Dunn into this conversation when I mentioned Lindblad. There was some rumours circling about, I'm not sure they were true or not, about Helmut Marko. He'd reportedly offered Alex Dunn a seat in Racing Bulls, got him to sign a contract and everything. So he was basically Racing Bulls driver, but he hadn't told anybody in the Red Bull camp.
I
And
did hear
that was
that through Sky News, to be perfectly honest with you. So I think it might not just be a rumour, it might be true. And I'm led to believe that we will not see Helmut Marko at the races this year.
Yeah, Helmut Marko, I'm pretty sure, got fired not long after that came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because
my question
he
is
thought
here.
that he thought that he was like, I don't want to say the word, but like the big boss, and he could do what he wanted, and he did all this. And somebody in Red Bull went, "No, we make the decisions here."
Yeah. So my question is about this. Basically, so what's happened is Alex Dunn has been given a contract by Helmut Marko, been told you'll be a Red Bull junior driver and driving a V car for F1 in 2026, none of which came true because he didn't tell anybody about it, Helmut Marko. So Alex Dunn, it's not been confirmed, I don't think, but it's a high possibility that he left McLaren to go get that seat, and that seat's not actually been there. So my question is, has Alex Dunn been completely utterly shafted by Helmut Marko here? Because
I heard he got a massive payout.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the payout, but he's got no sort of development team with him now. So all the F2 seasons coming out of his pocket, yes, with the money he got after what happened, but then it's not put him in a great place in the day.
No.
Mm-hmm. No.
I reckon if we don't see Alex Dunn in F1, I think we will look back and we will say that is why we didn't start him in F1.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amber, what section are we on there? I've lost track.
We're done the predictions.
Yeah, we're just talking shit now.
Okay, who's going to win the DHL fastest pit stop 2026?
Oh, that's actually a good one. McLaren.
Ferrari. They won it last year. They won it last year.
Ferrari won it last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. That's fair. I would not think Ferrari win the fastest pit stop.
Neither would I.
It is a total it's totally off the scale that they managed to do it, but they did do it. Can you remember who it was, Finn? Can you remember if it was Leclerc or Hamilton that it happened with?
I think it was just the points total. I think in average they had got the most points from. Yeah,
which is even crazier, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there was one time where they got. There probably was, but I can't tell you when the fastest. I think the fastest pit stop itself was McLaren with Oscar Piastri, Las Vegas. No, probably not. But I was McLaren. I know that because it was like 1.9 or something. But I think for average, in terms of points for the fastest pit stop championship, it was Ferrari that won it.
So Ferrari won the overall last year, like we said. I am trying to have a look, see who got the fastest pit stop. The fastest pit stop was it was Abu Dhabi, Charles Leclerc for Ferrari. Ferrari won it with 559 points, McLaren P2 and 410. The fastest pit stop of the season, so I'll just go through the teams. 10th was Williams, and then 9th to 7th was Ferrari. 6th to 4th was McLaren, was Red Bull, sorry. McLaren were 3rd with Oscar Piastri, 2nd Lando Norris, and 1st of Oscar Piastri at Monza. One in Selling Grace.
Interesting.
That's an interesting one. Have you got any more random categories then, would you ask, John?
Let me think. If you could go to any circuit, any Grand Prix, anyone, what one would you want to go to?
Monaco.
Monaco's tempting, but you're going to be bored the entire race.
Yeah, but see if you went on a Saturday, and also you're probably closest to the track.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Let's see where Marshall was, so.
Yeah.
True, yeah. you just get a front row seat anyway.
Yeah. Just join us then, come on.
Yeah. In terms of watching, I would probably want to go to the the likes of Interlagos or maybe even Abu Dhabi or Spa, but to marshal that side of things, for me it would be Monza, Imola, Spa, as long as I don't get put on Overuse or Radion, and potentially even Monaco, but that's just more to say that I've done it. I've marshaled there more than anything. So
I think the problem I'm out of contention now for marshalling at Monaco because there's an age limit.
Is there?
Yeah, there's an age limit for marshalling at Monaco. I think you have to be under 35, if I believe, and there is a fitness test as well. They actually make you sit a fitness test. What I would say is, I have never ever met anyone outside. I've never met a Monegasque, so I've never met anyone outside that has ever marshalled at Monaco. Because I believe it's kind of like living in Monaco. You've got to have so much money to live there, and I think you've got to live there to be a marshal. I might be completely wrong. If anyone out there can prove me wrong, please let us know. But that's
if you're a Monegasque marshal, just drop an email, get on this podcast.
Yeah.
That'll be a very interesting conversation to have.
And even better if you know what happened to the jewel that came off. I believe it was Mark. Was it Mark?
Yes.
Yeah. If you know what happened to it.
If you've got it in your right pocket right now, let us know.
We will not tell the authorities. We're just interested.
You've got to cut us a share.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say that. Yeah, if I had to go to any F1 race, if I had to go like as a bad Finn, I would either go to Austria or Singapore.
Fair.
Probably Austria, preferably, because it's the Red Bull Ring. The atmosphere is crazy good, and the racing is also crazy good. So, very much a line.
I was going to say, what circuits would you want to go as a marshal? I know you're sort of off track, but eventually, when you do graduate in air
So, are we
quotes,
saying
on track?
Are we saying Formula One, or are we saying overall?
Formula One.
Well, this one's about the 2026 predictions, so we'll try and keep it Formula One.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. For those you wondering, that probably was Ed Frost and everything overall. But if I was marshalling F1, probably Coulter. Why not?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Was Coulter.
There's a couple of marshals that I know that did do Kota, and they cannot speak highly enough of it. It was absolutely incredible. But the only thing about Kota is you don't wear your own orange overalls. You don't wear your own orange overalls. You get supplied. The club that runs the marshalling committee supplies you with like a dark blue suit,
right?
And you have to give it back after the weekend. But yeah,
Boo! Come on, can't I just buy it?
Well,
if let's say you were a marshal, what circuit would you marshal at?
To be fair, it'd probably still be Monaco.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to be on the post at the Nouvelle Chicane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just completely open to the track. That'd be so cool, especially in qualifying.
Can I ask you this then, Finn? It's not a Formula One. I know I just said we'll keep it on Formula One, and I
Okay.
apologise. But just because of the guest that we have on, and a lot of the content from Finn on TikTok at Formulafinn is related to Scottish motor racing and Knockhill and stuff like that. Where is your favourite place in Knockhill to watch the racing? Have you got a certain bit of the circuit if you had to, you would stand there all day and watch the racing?
Chicane. Down at the chicane,
As in between chicane and Clark's? Or because if you stand at chicane, you'll see them, obviously you see them coming down Duffus, round McIntyre's, down Butcher's, up chicane, then up to Clark's. But if you're standing a wee bit further up towards Clark's, you know yourself, you're going to see them coming up the two wheels at the top of chicane. And that
so I usually stand right next to chicane just before the catch fencing starts, just sort of at the top of the hill, but before the catch fencing. Because that means I can see sort of when the races start. I can see down Duffus, down through Leslie's. That's Leslie's, right? Down
I'm
to
not
McIntyre's
100% sure if it's where you're telling me you are, but they have now built a Marshall's hut on that side of the track at Post 5.
Okay.
I think it may be just after the catch fencing on that side.
Okay.
Yes.
So just one to look out for next year when you're
Okay.
Well, sorry, this year now we're in 2020.
Yeah, this year. I will have a video of it. There will be one on my TikTok, but there will be one.
Is it just
also
about where
here.
all the photographers usually stand, the ones that are not accredited?
I probably at the top of the hill. I do have a TikTok because I think Amber actually commented on it saying I think you commented on it saying so it was you at the top filming all the cars at the chicane or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to.
Is it the same
find
place
it.
where Tom Gray was filming from at Touring Car Weekend?
No, so I don't know whether you could see. That's not right. Wait, let me turn my brightness down and see if that helps. No, now you can just see the. Basically,
Hello.
that's
Yep.
Yes.
at the top, and then if that sort of.
You were directly opposite me, and I remember seeing you all day, and I'm like, "Is that no?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Honestly, my
And
favorite
Knock Hill
part of-
is the best place to get asked for autographs.
Yeah.
I have been asked for an autograph at Knock Hill.
I've not yet.
Twice.
I've not yet, but I've been recognised a couple of times in the paddock.
I mean, I've not been on TikTok long enough to be recognised yet because I started my account just before the Rallycross event, and then had the entire off season to do before that. So, yeah.
I was recognised, well, twice by outsiders. One being not on our last taster day, but probably the one before it. I was on post 4 and at the chicane, and some guy went, "I recognise you from TikTok," and I went, "Oh really?" And he goes, "Yeah, you were talking about the E formula." I'm like, "Oh yeah, Formula E. Oh, that's cool. What did you think about yada yada?" Then it was you, Aaron, who was the next person to recognise me. And
yeah, because Aaron.
In that exact same conversation, you were talking to a Mr. Formulafinn, who I then recognised first. Then you went, "Oh, yeah, hi."
Yeah, because I remember this very vividly. It's I've been over for everyone out there because obviously you guys remember because you were all there. Yeah, they told me obviously which got fogged off, which is quite sad, but it's fog. I mean, can't do much about that.
No, but it wasn't too bad for me because I've kept putting updates on TikTok and my followers grew and grew and grew. See, because I was putting so many updates on, it was going out to more For You pages. It was great.
Yeah. So I don't know what time it was about. I want to say around like 1 or 12ish, something like that. I saw one of your TikToks and I was like, "Yeah, come down to assembly, bro. I've got enough to do. Like, come talk to me." And then we start talking. I want to say you turn up first, John. And I'm like, "Oh, you're the Marshall fella." And then
because I'd walked down with you. I'd met you in the paddock, Finn, and we'd walked down
at
some point, hadn't we?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. But then, after that, I was sort of walking about a bit. There's nothing to do, no cars and tracks. So I was just walking about the paddock. I think I got so many steps in that day. It was unreal. Just circles around the paddock. And then I finally checked my TikTok, and there's Aaron saying, "Come to paddock. Come to assembly." And I was like, okay, I'm in paddock anyway. Why not? So then I just didn't chatted with Aaron for the rest of the day. And then John came, and then Amber came. I don't know whether we were all there at the same time. I think we might have been. But
yeah, we were.
I don't remember Amber being there when I was there. I think I'd maybe headed back up to post 1.
Right, okay.
See when the 90% of the time when there's nothing in assembly, come and say hello.
It's not 90% of the time. Come on.
I remember though when I met Aaron, he was like, "Oh, I won some raffle thing that all the marshals are entered into. So I now have that keychain on my flat keys."
I still got the hat. Hold on. The hat that I wanted of it is this one.
Yeah, because you're wearing it all day. Yeah,
because Alan comes up and is like, "You want? I have this for you." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, I haven't got anything. He's like, "Yeah, you won the raffle." And I'm like, "What raffle?" And I'm like, "The raffle."
Yeah.
Okay, there's a hat and a keychain, right?
So in case you don't know what we're talking about here, SMRC up at Knock Hill for every Scottish motor racing event. All the marshals that turn up for an event, their names go into a wee hat, and they pick out so many names at each race, and those marshals will win some prizes, whether it be bobble hats, keychains. Sometimes towards the end of the season, they'll maybe put a wee ticket in there for the fireworks and that kind of stuff. But yeah, just for a bit of context of what we're talking about, just in case you didn't know.
the British Automobile Racing Club, who run touring cars, and I believe Caterhams, they will also do the same thing.
To be fair, I think every series and every race circuit they do it.
Yeah.
For the marshals.
It's a nice little thank you.
I mean, it better they advertised it a little bit better, because I had no idea it existed until I won it. Which I'm not complaining about, by the way.
To be fair,
it was nice to know it actually existed first, but
that's typically how it happens. I remember the first time I won it. I was at Post 3. It was my first ever touring cars. I just hear my name said by Kate over the radio, and I'm like, oh God, what did I do? 'Cause there was no like indication that it was the Bark raffle. It was just, can these people from, or can such and such from Post 1, such and such from Post 2, Amber from Post 3, yada, come up to race control at lunch? And I'm like, oh God.
What have I done?
Oh God.
I need one was meant to.
Exactly. And so went up and they're like, oh, you won the raffle. It's fine. You're okay. We won the raffle here. And I can't remember what I got. So
I'm having a panic attack and then just won a raffle.
Yeah. It was a panic attack over a tenner. It was brilliant.
You ever thought about doing marshalling, Finn?
There has been moments.
Do you like the freedom of being able to walk about all day, though?
Yeah. I think I'd get a bit bored standing in the same place all day.
What I will say is, I don't think you would maybe get bored with standing in the same place, but you would have 5 or 6 people that are laughing and joking all day and telling stories. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I could absolutely be tempted. Watching all of you guys' videos and listening to this very podcast, it makes me think of what could I be missing out on. But
well, do you know what you have to do? See if you go into the Motorsport UK website, register as a marshal, go for a taster day. Go up to SMRC and just do like a day's taster day and see what you think. It isn't for everyone standing about on the banking, but you never know.
Like from the banking.
I think I think what I quite like though is I quite like wandering about the paddock and seeing all the mechanics and stuff working.
Yeah.
And just seeing all that, I find that very interesting. Obviously, with
you need a job in assembly,
engineering.
Yeah, you need to join Aaron.
When I had the paddock for the touring cars, I had so much fun because my entire day was just keep to the sides. My entire day, it was brilliant. Loved it.
Previous podcast, when you're first touring car meeting and you're getting slagged off by the Goodyear people. It's an achievement.
I mean, not many people would say they've been slagged off by Goodyear, so.
Aye. Sorry, Finn, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. I was just saying I did quite enjoy on the day that obviously it got fogged off. I did very much enjoy staying in assembly for most of the day with Aaron because it seemed like quite a lovely community over in assembly as well. I will say that.
It is.
Yeah, that's the thing is all marshals, regardless of where you are, whether you're in assembly, in paddock, out in the pit lane, being a pit lane marshal, or you're out on track being an instant marshal, a flag marshal, post chief, whatever, you will always have that sense of community. That's the best thing about marshals is you can go onto any post with any group of people, regardless if you've met them before or this is the first time you're meeting them. You will just get on like a house on fire. There is a massive sense of community and a massive sense of we're all here to do the same thing, so there's no point in each other off. And we've all done the relevant training. We've all dealt with scenarios that the average Joe on the street, like yourself, Finn, wouldn't have ever experienced or ever even thought of beforehand. So there is that sort of mutual understanding of we've gone through hell and we still enjoy it. And we come out with a smile on our face, have a laugh about it, and get on with it. So
Michael used the phrase "come out of hell."
I mean, I use that because the
pork pies.
Yeah, pork pies.
Put it this way, Aaron. See when it's bouncing with rain, you can probably go and stand in the pit garages or somewhere like that. See when you're out on post 7 or somewhere and you've nowhere to hide. You're getting
that was when we had the rallycross meet when it was like proper down the rain. I remember was the only meet where I've done assembly or was called dummy red for the race. for the rallycross. But yeah, it was the only time I'd marshalled. I didn't have like a post hat or anything, so I was outside the whole day. That hat got absolutely drenched. It took like a week to dry. You know, it was a very fun day, but yeah, no.
I guess when I say we've gone through hell is most people with a normal brain, when they see a car on fire, would run away from it. We, however, run towards it. So,
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you very much to everyone for listening to this podcast. This was our 2026 predictions for Formula One. We've been graced with the presence of Formulafinn from TikTok. Thank you very much for coming on, Finn.
No problem at all. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And as always, from us three, Amber, the Cadet Marshal, the Marshal fella, thank you very much for listening and watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, see you all next time.
bye.
See ya.